It's fun. I love that our relationship is just built off trust, just trusting the players. I know y'all think he's crazy for going down on fourth downs all the time, but that just shows his trust in us, and we got trust in him. So
Do you think he's crazy?
maybe a little, maybe a little, maybe a little. But
Do you follow him on Twitter?
yes, for sure.
Do you get a kick out of what he does
Yes,
on Twitter?
yes. His Twitter's pretty funny. If you follow him on Twitter too much, you would think he's a completely different person when you met him in person. He's pretty low key and laid back. So
What's the funniest thing you've seen on Twitter?
the funniest thing, I don't know. It's always so much. You can always get a laugh about anything he's sending out.
Is that a surprise for new guys when they come in to see that the actual guy is completely different than maybe the Twitter persona?
I feel like it's a slight shock, especially if you don't have a clue at all. A lot of coaches, like if you're a freshman coming in, I feel like it could be a shock. Like, oh, this guy's he's really laid back and chill. So I feel like it could be a shock for some guys.
How's your health?
It's great. It's been really good. Just been staying on top of it. Small like minor things. Just trying to prevent anything that could happen.
Was that frustrating for you last year? You had such kind of expectations going into the year, and then to have the injuries sort of derail your season a little bit?
Yes, for sure. I don't like trying to blame the injuries. I feel like I just personally left a lot out there. Of course, they affected me, but it did suck. It did suck to have those, or to have to go through that.
In some ways, is it a blessing a little bit that you had an entire offseason to kind of get right physically?
Yes. Yes, especially talking to Coach Jordan. He kind of put my headspace there. Originally, I wasn't thinking like that, but he was like, nah, this would be good for you. You'll be able to take care of your body. You'll be able to get 100% going into this next season. So when I started to look at it like that, it became a positive.
New scheme, a lot of new coaches on that side of the ball, 14 transfer portal guys on defense alone. How difficult is it going to be to sort of develop chemistry, culture on that side?
I feel like it hasn't been hard at all. I feel like we bonded even more like than past years. I feel like we've meshed well pretty good, as good as possible, like even without a locker room. So I feel like it's been going pretty good. I feel like at the end of this month, when we finally get in a new facility, get in a locker room, it's going to be really good for us, and we're just going to bond even more.
Cedric, besides staying healthy, what kind of expectations have you set for yourself in this upcoming season?
I don't want to like set a ceiling for myself. So I just want to get better and do what I need to do for the team every game.
What do you have to do? What is your role for this team if you guys are going to meet your goals?
Being disruptive as possible off the edge and in the run game. I feel like those are the biggest things.
Cedric, Lane was talked a lot about NIL, and there's it looks like there may be some legislation introduced in Congress to maybe try to help even the landscape and set some national lines. How helpful as a player might it be if the rules are the same from state to state?
I feel like it might be. It could be beneficial. Just everybody having the same rules, same playing field, same understanding of how we're gonna run things. I feel like it can only help because it is a lot of blurred lines on what exactly you can or cannot do, or how some situations are handled. So I feel like it can only help.
Do you have to be careful as a player, as people are approaching you and saying, hey, we want to do this, and, does it add extra homework to your play, even as you're trying to take advantage of this new opportunity?
Yes, to say the least, yes. You just want to be careful. You don't want to put yourself in a contract where they can use your likeness forever or however long they want to. It's a whole bunch of different situations you can get yourself caught into. So you got to make sure you know what you're getting into. You got to make sure you know what you're reading, because a lot of this stuff can get crazy.
Lane talked about how NIL can impact locker rooms. Guys make more than other guys. Have you sensed that at all inside your program?
No, not at all. No jealousy at all. I feel like everybody's just being professional about it. Everybody knows a bunch of different people are making money at this point. So I feel like we try to stay professional about everything and try and keep it confidential.